Does it?
I can't believe I'm doing this. It's locked, all right.
Get away from me! Don't touch me with your disgusting hands! Some damn strangers are attacking me! What happened? Who are you?
It's all right, sir. You're safe now.
Oh, a fellow Englishman. Thank you, sir. For a moment, I thought those bloody heathens had killed me.
What are you doing here? This place is not safe.
Yeah, it's a cesspool, but it's mine. I came to collect some overdue rent, but those who still live here have gone completely bonkers.
You're very lucky to be alive.
Yeah, filthy immigrants. Fucking savages, every one of them. And now with this bloody fever, they're just animals.
You can find safety of sorts in Whitechapel. If you're quick and cautious, you'll be able to avoid the savages. This is Braille. I need someone who can read this. I have this thirst for blood. I can't believe I'm doing this. I have this thirst for blood. I can't believe I'm doing this.
weapons ready! We found one!
I have this thirst for blood.
There's one! Stop it!
I can't believe I'm doing this. This is despicable. I can't believe I'm doing this.
There's more and more of these bloody leeches every night. Aye. The guards recruit more and more every year.
Ain't safe here for a gentleman.
When did you join the guard? 2 days ago. This is my first patrol. Smells like rotten meat. One year I know it. Stay close. Keep an eye on each other.
It's an inch. Kill it. Oh my God! Die, Bernie!
It's locked. I cannot enter.
More and more of these bloody leeches every night. More and more every year. When did you join the guard?
Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
Fuck you all! Fuck you all! Stop it now, I will stop it!
Are you all right?
The bastard hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
What happened?
Hey, I didn't...
All right.
Sod off, mister. You ain't got no...
It's true. I'm not familiar with this.
I said sod off.
What happened?
Hey!
All right.
Sod off.
It's true.
I said...
Do you know...
Never heard of her. She's pretty, I'll keep...
I found the recruiter you were expecting. He's dead, but he carried an...
I knew it! I told you I was tough enough.
This note was found on a dead man, Albert.
You're all fancy words.
Goodbye, young man.
I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets. Not me.
Bloody hell. What?
Shoot. What? I'm Dr. Reed.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. And no one can...
What can you
Nothing to say, really.
You mean you used...
Yeah, I had a wife, a home, and a job. I even used to have a name. Now I'm just Ben.
You don't have anywhere to go.
Not since the death of my wife, Albert's mother. She was sick, you see. Long before...
Perhaps you could focus for a moment and tell me your troubles.
I'm sick, broke, and my son just stole my pills. Everything's coming up rosy.
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that I'm sick in the head, you see, and the boy he just frayed me last nerve.
What is it, Benjamin? It was the war, wasn't it? Your nerves are shot, aren't they? I need some answers, Private. From one soldier to another.
The doctors called me a liar, a coward. Put me in a straitjacket, locked me up. Finally, they sent me back to the front lines with a handful of tablets.
What about those we left behind, face down in the mud? You want to change places with them? You cannot waste your chance at life this way.
It's not that simple. I wouldn't have expected you to understand. I don't even know why I spoke to you in the first place.
What is it, Benjamin?
The doctors...
What about those...
It's not that...
Do you know...
It's funny, I've been searching for her too.
Really?
Word is she ain't real. She's just a cover for some doctor who runs an...
You don't seem well.
I always feel it.
I will see you later. A gun?
Castle littering the streets. Not me.
How are you?
I'm not your...
Do you need a...
Please.
I will see you later. Goodbye, young man.
Me? I'll not die in some piss-stinking alley reeking worse than a week-old lavvy. Someday you'll understand. You've wasted your life away.
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually...
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
Tell me,
The region itself is something to see.
what do you think?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt.
Do you know no
I don't like to talk.
competition?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of...
I'd like to see what kind of med...
Its effectiveness has been proven by many.
Wasted your life.
Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough cordial.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really... I must insist, sir. Please let me see Nurse Crane.
I have no time for you, sir.
There's nobody here. It's locked, all right.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nethercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
It's locked. I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid. Welcome, sir.
I am Dr. Reed.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis.
How is business?
Business?
I see. Sounds...
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing
As a merchant, you see Whitechapel every...
What you mean besides the epidemic?
Have you been?
No, but that's only because I ran like hell. Those men were raving lunatics.
Violence in...
Yeah. Few nights...
Where did this
In
happen?
the closed workshops nearby.
Have you heard of a...
Nurse Crane. So the bitch really is a nurse, then? Always so...
So she's trying to help her fellow immigrants. Why would that make her a villain?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
Do you need help, sir?
I only need you to...
Right then. Show me... Excuse me, sir.
Another journalist?
I didn't answer.
I'm not a
A
judge.
doctor, you say?
Really? But still, here I am.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but
May I ask what...
I do whatever I want, and sometimes
According...
not familiar with these.
This part of town...
Totally.
How did you become the local...
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards.
A job?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys again.
You survive at any cost.
I don't care what you think, sir.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your...
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be...
Have you heard of a nurse named...
Dorothy Crane.
Could you please tell...
She's a nice girl.
Goodbye, Mr. P. Forgive my...
Do not apologize, my son.
I am Dr...
A scientist.
What do you mean when you...
All scientists.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask.
But you are seeking answers.
Well, I suppose I...
As a doctor, you must...
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself.
Really? And what would be your answer?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No.
What is left then?
Cleansing fire.
Tell me, Tobias. What exactly...
God will recognize his own.
Purification by fire has...
Your lack of faith is predictable.
You're mad. And...
My son, if you think salvation is a free gift...
Joseph...
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church.
Don't you fear...
I've been touched by God's grace.
Do you know...
I don't like the liberal ideas of now.
So, you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale?
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male...
Why do you hate nuns?
Before coming to London.
I have heard...
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar...
Sorry, I'm new to...
Dr. Reed, the famous...
Why are the newspapers keeping so...
There's a war going on.
If no one stops it, this epidemic could turn into a scourge. It may kill...
Yes. This is a...
Have you any idea of the danger you face in...
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doc?
I'm convinced there is more at work here than a simple...
Really?
What is a journalist doing?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stock.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many...
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many
Do you need a...
That would be nice of you, Doc.
I will see you... I heard you're investigating an underground medical...
Not much, I'm afraid. They are...
I'm a doctor, Mr. Darby.
Are you sure you're not just concerned about the...
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know?
I don't know much about the man.
He never...
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly...
Really?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his...
He has no...
No. Except for that strange...
Where can I...
He spends most of his time lurking.
Goodbye. It's locked, all right. Good evening, miss. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. I know you understand what I'm saying. Very well. Hello again. You don't seem to need money. Very well. It's locked.
This is not easy, does it, boys? Ah! Stay on here! Step back! Don't like that, do ya? I'll take it.
This man stunned me with his faith. His crucifix. This is not good news.
It's on to us! Die, Vernon! Every night, I, the God, grew more and more every year.
I cannot enter. Hello again, miss. Melia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius... You don't seem to need... Very well. The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter.
By your false faith, imprisoned by your daily routine.
Good evening, sir.
I'm pleased, be my guest. Although I...
Really?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott.
May I ask what you're doing?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the...
But are you not afraid?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish...
If you say so.
Thank you, Doctor. But...
What are your thoughts?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the...
What are you talking?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet...
My mother loved poetry. Perhaps your words...
Most people fail to understand.
Are you aware that your life could be in danger?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you, for a start, my dear doctor.
I understand your need for solitude.
I don't care. I don't have many friends.
What are your thoughts?
Terrible, you...
What?
Do
Do you need med...
It may be what...
I will see you. May I ask you...
Extraordinary part of town, is it not?
I'm looking for
Dorothy
What can you tell me about him?
Darius Petrescu. Yeah.
Not interested.
Darius is an old political activist who takes...
I'll leave you. Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Don't be shy, handsome.
I'm not looking for what you're selling. But I'd like to...
All right then, but be...
Christina, have you been examined?
I don't like doctors.
You can put your own life in danger.
And you think that would worry me?
Considering your...
If it is going to happen...
Clayton Darby claims he will expose the crisis in White...
I believe Clayton's courage will erode with...
Why this...
How can you speak about starvation if you've never been hungry?
Are you talking...
I've seen your type come here to get a good fuck in a cheap room or a dark...
Tell me about it.
Are you joking with me? People...
I have no interest in your work.
Short story.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly. But it is not your concern, Doctor.
Do you need any...
It depends...
I will see you... Do you know...
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea Crasionescu. She can...
You seem to...
Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel.
Goodbye.
Good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
Time to pay, one way or another.
Fancy buying something?
You never lose your... Joe Peterson. He's the villain here, isn't he? But you seem to...
I've known Joe for years. I saw him...
And no one has ever...
Nobody would be fool enough to...
What can you tell me about Mr. Peterson?
Colossus Joe was a decent boxer.
Without making excuses for him, it's safe to say that despair can poison...
We've all had some rough times, ain't we?
What can...
Colossus...
It's never easy to find a new path in life.
We've all had some rough time.
What can you tell...
Colossus Joe...
It's never...
We've all had...
Goodbye for now.
You're late. Where's my money? You again?
I should never have taken
Can I offer...
The name is...
Goodbye, Mr. Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again? Go away.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
It's locked, all right.
If you want to talk to Dorothea...
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask your name and occupation, sir?
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here to keep snitches and spies away from Dorothea. And I...
So Dorothy's real name...
Like myself and many people...
She seems important.
More than you can imagine.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Who is she, really? Do you know where
She's not from around here.
You say she has no...
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost pup.
Are you not worried for her safety?
She is as brave as she is tough. And clever, too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia, Mr. Petrescu?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Tell me everything.
I do not...
Do you have any family left, Mr. Petrescu? Children or grandchildren?
Who knows?
This war won't last forever. Did you ever think...
No.
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know my own father...
It's quite awkward to talk about our family.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why?
I'm her oldest friend in England.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you?
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius. Tell me more about...
I know my days are numbered, and I know...
But Romania escaped the...
It is not the country I fought for.
Do you need some help?
I am very tired.
Well, goodbye.
I need help!
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Raz Van Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
It's too dangerous to operate with these convulsions. Sedative, nurse. Do we have any anesthetics?
I'm sorry, Doctor. None at all.
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy? Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see. I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor.
A dose of epinephrine, now.
Yes, Doctor. We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
thought you were here to test my bedside manners.
It's locked, all right.
So what do I owe this courtesy? I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
I've come to put an end to this insufferable blackmailing, Dorothy.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty. Nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
Listen very carefully, Dorothy. You will erase from your memory everything you pretend to know about Lady Ashbury and Pembroke Hospital.
Let that rich bitch off the hook over my dead
Nurse
body.
Crane, enough. Listen as if your life depended on every word. I know you've a generous heart who gives freely to those in need, but you shall walk away from the shadier streets of your business.
I will never abandon...
Dorothy, the discussion has come to a close. Your clandestine activities in the Resistance are over. Let it go.
I'll let it go. Yes. All gone.
It's locked. It's locked. It's locked, all right. It's locked.
This one stinks already. There's one of them vermin. Over there! There's one of them vermin! Kill it! You're mine, vermin! Shit!
I cannot enter. It's locked, all right. I will return later.
Its effectiveness has been proven by many. Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough cordial.
The sick and suffering. Me, I'll not die.
It's locked, all right. Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few...
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for...
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay then. Come on in. Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
So?
I'm not bothered.
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy every day, but I'm fine. I'm just tired of being sick all the time. If only I could be tough like... Well, you know.
Speaking of which, what can you tell me about your father?
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things. That's all I have to...
Forgive my bluntness, young man, but you don't seem happy living in Whitechapel.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the first place. It was my father's decision. And look around you. Does this look like a nice place to live?
I'm sure your father did his best when he found this house. Times are tough for everyone, young man.
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got. But I wasn't even consulted when we moved here.
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so. I went outside once without my father noticing and I saw terrible things. Bloody and frightening things.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the epidemic?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reed. It's the living I'm afraid of.
Do you need any...
Yes, I do.
I will see you. Do you know...
Yes, I know.
Goodbye.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
So?
I'm not bothered.
Goodbye, young.
Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
It's locked. It's locked, all right.
You again?
Harry doesn't seem happy living in Whitechapel. Why did you...
I've always put my son's interest.
You really love your son.
He's my pride and joy. Even if he hates me for the choices I make and pushes me...
Do you have an...
Only one. Not to have my beloved wife.
Since the criminal nature of your job means you could be a...
No one will ever take my son away from me.
Why do you keep on working for the gang, Joe? You know...
It's true, I hate this job. And I know I made some bad choices.
You could leave tomorrow. Start another life in another town.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. We are poor. My son's weak. And there's no way he'll endure another disappointment.
Goodbye.
crush the... Die! There! There's one of them burning!
I cannot enter. Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Kill it, boy! Let's pin him! Filthy fucking beast! Let's see how it likes a bit of fire!
The flower's dying. It needs water. It's locked, all right.
Not now.
Good evening, Miss.
I need blood.
I must...
It's a...
I'll leave you. Good evening.
Evening.
Soldier.
I'm fine.
How close are you to Miss...
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes...
She's quite harmless, I can assure.
So do you let her bite you?
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of me blood.
She could decide to bite less.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes...
In her madness, she never refers to my scars.
Where were you staying? No offense.
You were an officer, weren't you?
Goodbye.
Fear and disgust on every street corner. The daily routine. Hello again.
Goodbye, Mr. Good evening.
Good evening.
Pepper, are you
To become a nurse was a little girl's dream. But in the end, I don't feel that...
You should be proud of what you've achieved. This hospital represents hope for many...
Maybe you're right. But at the moment, I feel like we're just a cemetery waiting room.
What steps are you prepared to take to feel more useful?
I don't know yet. My sister believes that the real fight is in the streets nowadays. Maybe she's right. Maybe this is what I must do.
And what about Milton Hooks? Does he share your point of view?
For Milton, any change means more comfort and more peace. I disagree.
If you feel that saving lives is not useful enough, perhaps it means that you've lost faith.
On the contrary, my faith has never been stronger. Maybe we are all just too proud to face up to the fact that science cannot compete with God.
Do you need...
I'm fine.
Pepper, I know you're very close to Milton Hooks.
Yes? Milton Hooks is my man. If you want to report me...
I have no intention...
The rules say I won't be...
Is he worth...
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton is not the finest bloke. But we do our best to get by. That's all any of us can hope for.
Goodbye, nurse.